Hello everyone, welcome to Center Study of Truth. My name is Steven Mager. You can visit us in the social media platforms, and my website is stevenmager.com, and also you can check out my odysee channel. I transfer most of my content there, and I'm more moving the content in this platform, so you can visit me also in odysee. Today in this video we'll speak about the government and the institution, and if it really can be legitimate, and it can really be moral thing and moral construct. And first of all, we begin to speak about government. We speak in this channel a lot about the human authority, how it's destroyed the human rights, and how people support from their free will, from their free choice, and from willful ignorance they choose to support group of people that consider themselves more superior than others, and they can dictate others them the rights. They think the rights arrive in the source from them. And we'll speak about these things, how people think that our natural rights, they arrive from the state or from government, or even from the constitution itself. And first of all, I want to speak about the government. What is nature of the government? Is it can really exist in nature? Because government is not exist in nature. Human authority, it doesn't exist in nature. Is mental construct, is a mental human construct that people think about some idea, that they create some group or some organization or whatever you call it. People call it today government, that they can decide and be like gods to others, and just take the decision on their lives, and take their freedom away from moving upon the face of the earth freely without legislations and taxation. That is theft, everyday theft. They stealing people every day by taking taxes without any voluntary willful agreement between two sides, that whatever you call yourself, government or no, this doesn't exist in nature. The human authority is not exist in nature. So this kind of human mental construct that and we'll speak about also the government, what that means from the positive way, because government, if we broke the word, this is mental control, this is mind control. So this is, we talk about the external government, that this is very negative aspect of that. This is the control external system that exists in the minds of the people, that they accept that group of people, that they tell others what to do day by day, and just take their rights away and say, this your rights, I give your rights, you're not born with your rights, and we not tell you that. So this, we talk about the external government, that this is the mental control on people, to indoctrinate them and put them in the condition of the mind that drive them, their behaviors of order following, and support and accept human authority. And this is kind of illusion, this is mindset of illusion. And if we see is internal aspect of government, we see it as a positive way, because we control our mind. If we control our mind, that the government no need to be exist. For what we need government? Externally, people, certain people, that people choose them to control other minds, around? No. So government is your government, this is the only thing you can control of, yourself. And you need to understand, you belong to yourself, your body belongs to yourself, your property belong to you, and you need to understand other properties that they are belong to them, and they are have own government of their own bodies. Okay, so if we see that way of government, this what need to be the sovereignty of yourself. You belong, your body belong to you, and your mind belong to you. You controlling your mind, you controlling your emotions. And if you're controlling your mind, that easily you can control your behaviors and daily by day habits that you have. And you can just change your behaviors, you can change your actions and shift and cause real change in our reality field, that we can experience more and more good. So so another side, what is really constitution? Constitution is kind of agreement that written in the is kind of group of people that they choose to write willfully and agreement by agreement and voluntary, without any coercion, that they write some agreement that we have the natural rights inherent in nature, and we have the natural law, that we have the birthright of freedom, that the constitution is standing together. We stand together in our natural rights. We stand together under natural law. We understand, we need to understand that have natural law, have higher force that put in effect some kind of principles and kind of boundaries that need to understand, moral boundaries. You can call it a moral boundaries. I call it moral boundaries, whatever people call it, but we as human beings, we can communicate, we have the intellectual capacity to write a piece of paper that right there that we have the agreement above all the natural rights and principles of natural law. You can write it on the piece of paper or whatever you write it, but in the end what is decide is the action itself. Because if you write a piece of paper, and this is really good, I support that, and we see in the scripts of the ancient history of human beings, and in the records we see they are in the tribal records, they write kind of things like that in history. It's okay, it's very good, it's very educational for the next generations, but in the end what is really important is what we do in the real world, what we do in our reality and our real-time actions. And constitution in the end can be legitimate, okay? External government cannot be. External government that not exist in the own self, that exist outside of us, okay? But constitution can be legitimate, but is not means, is is just a piece of paper in the end. What is really important above all, what really happening, the truth itself that we see in our eyes, and we need to have the self-discernment and self-judgment to see what is right and what is wrong. And then constitution need to be, and it must to be in enlightenment with natural law, with natural rights, with our birthright, with our free birthright, freedom. We're supposed to be free. We are species that born to be free. We're not born to be a slaves of someone else's property, we need to understand we have this capacity of reason to understand we have the property and others have the property they belong to. They have the property they are responsible of, and I have the property I am responsible of my property, of my body. And the Constitution can help us in the education in the next generations. And this is what important to understand, that the government need to be within the Constitution is need to be is not most to be in the physical world, but is need to be in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls. We need to understand that. We need to be aware that. We need to be aware. We need to follow our conscience. This what the most important thing in this. So this is what I want to talk about in this video, and we'll see in the next videos more topics and more things about shadow work I will speak about in the next videos. And again, you can visit me in my website stevenmager.com and my social medias and odysee, and see you soon in the next videos. Bye bye. Center Study of Truth, Steven Mager.